Talk about your time at Toledo. Do you have some favorite memories over those years?
Coach Finley always just say that we're never going to remember who we won or who we lost. We're going to remember the great memories. I had a lot of great memories from my teammates, but the one thing I do remember, we were playing Bowling Green my freshman year, and I think Kim Sikorsky was our top player. And at halftime, we were down by 20 points. And at halftime, Coach Finley just came to the locker room, said, "This is gut checking time." It was nothing like what you did wrong, what you did right. It's gut checking time. And then for that game, Kim Sikorsky had 40 points. I came in and did my little part as a first year playing, and we end up winning. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Just like all about, when you're playing basketball, sometimes you don't work for you. You just get out there and do the best you can with your team. And we're able to beat our rivals, Bowling Green. I always love beating them no matter what.
So in 92-93, you were named MAC Player of the Year. What did that mean to you?
That award meant a lot, not just for me, but for our team, because I don't become that player unless the teammates really buy in their roles. Because, sometimes when you're in high school, you used to being the best scorer, but sometimes when you come to college, you may have to do a different role. So for me, for the ones that really said, this is what I want to do to help make this team better, it was we before me. That's what is important, why I became MAC Player of the Year. It wasn't because of what I did, it's because of what everyone else did. Coach Finley putting in these situations, and my teammates don't get me the ball whenever I needed it.
He was a smart man. There's a picture hanging of you in our locker room. We have one of each of the MAC Players of the Year hanging up there, and it's to honor you, but it's also to serve as an inspiration for our players, especially our Black student athletes. When they see it, what do you want them to think of, and what advice do you have for them?
I would say when they see it, hard work, because there's a lot of people that's going to be better than you, more talented than you, and everything. But if you just put in the work and just really know your craft, willing to work hard to go extra, not being on the sidelines doing the things with your friends, but saying this is important to me, I have passion for it, and work hard. Because one thing I'll tell you is that a lot of people are better than me, but they wasn't going to outwork me. And I think that's how I have done my career in basketball on and off the floor. It's like I'm outworked the next person. So the best thing I would say to them is like, just work at it every day. Come up, just show up. Because some days you have days where you're not going to be able to do your best, but get up and do the best, knowing like this is it. Some days I can't make a layup, but coach, I'm going to play some defense for you. I'm going to get you a rebound. So those type of things I would say constantly try to do on and off the court, no matter what. Embrace the process in what you're doing.
After you graduated, you spent some time overseas playing professionally in Portugal, Italy, Turkey, and Finland. You averaged a double-double during your professional career and led every team you played on to the finals for the first time. What did that experience teach you?
It taught me working hard just really gets you a lot of places. A lot of, like I said before, you can have all the talent in the world. There's someone else going to be better than you. Someone's always going to do anything, but they kind of outwork you. And I just felt one thing I learned overseas is that everyone's the same everywhere. If you're willing to put the work in, you'll find opportunities to get what your dream is or whatever you want to do in life. You'll find that. And that's kind of what I would say about playing overseas. And like I said, every team I've been on was always other people to help me get where I want to. It wasn't just me, because that's why there's no I in team. It's always cut together. And that's why I love this game of basketball, because everything's a team. Because in life, whether you work, whether you do anything, you got to have three components. You got to play together, you got to stick together and have fun. If you have those three components, you can be successful in anything you do.
You were then reunited with Coach Finley at Iowa State, and you began your coaching journey. You've had an incredible career so far, helping ISU advance to 18 postseason tournaments, including 12 NCAA berths, 2 Big 12 championship titles, and a Big 12 regular season title, as well as 2 trips to the Elite Eight. You've also helped develop many all-conference post players who've also enjoyed pro careers as well. What led you into coaching?
I think what led me coaching is that someone saw something in me and I wanted to pay it forward, because there's a lot of things, when you're playing basketball, you make a lot of mistakes, but they never gave up on me. So I wanted to pay it forward and say, hey, you know something? I understand. I don't walk the mile in your shoes. I get it. Understand the emotions, the up and down. But one thing I would tell you is to keep on keeping on. You're going to fall on your knees, dust them babies off, and get up and let's go see another day. And every day you wake up, to me, it's a gift, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not going to guarantee the next day. We learned that last year in the NCAA when they canceled everything. So play like everything is your last day. So that's kind of what I would say for that.
Latoja, who are some of your mentors and role models in coaching?
Well, actually, something, Coach, you want to be one of them. And actually, Coach Cullop, you're one of my role models too, because what you have done at Toledo and continue showing the legacy of not just your present people, the past, because I think you all understand is that you look at the past, you can see how the future can be, because a lot of these people have paved our way to kind of what we want to do. So I would say definitely you and Coach Finley will be the ones, because I'm always have a heart for Toledo, no matter what. And then Coach Finley, who brought me to Toledo, it's going to be continued. So there's a lot more, but those are the ones I would say that's right off the hand what I would say.
Well, Latoja, thank you. That's a huge honor. And I tell you, the honor I'll give you is I'm going to keep searching for the next Latoja Schaben, because based on your stats and what kind of person you are, gosh, if I can find another Latoja, we'd have it made. Moving on to something I thought was very interesting that I learned about you that I did not know before we started researching things, is that when you were married, Coach Finley walked you down the aisle. Tell us about that relationship and how that came about, and maybe then now what your relationship as on his staff, or to be on his staff.
Well, it started way back when I was a first year in college at Toledo, and I was living in Parks Hall on the top floor. And I remember I was really having a hard time, struggling, homesick, crying. And I remember calling Coach Finley at 2 o'clock in the morning and just struggling. And for him as a head coach to come over to my dorm and talk to me, give me time, that just told me that he was not just a basketball coach. He's more than whatever I needed at that point. He fit that void. I mean, he made that void for me. So just like as head coaches do, every person has their wants and their needs. And I think that's what you do, Coach Cullop. Wherever someone needs, you may have someone that like need to yell at. You may have someone that need to encourage it. And I feel like Coach only gave me that. So that's what kind of kindly really said, oh, this man really cares. It's not just about me playing the game. I'm more than an athlete. It's more than me as a whole person. So that's kind of how our relationship started. And that's kind of like jumpstart us and to me going here. So then some 30, 40 years ago, I asked him to walk me down the aisle because I felt like he was that step in dad and say, you know, something, I got you. And so that's why I kind of asked him to walk me down the aisle, and it's been great ever since. So, and one thing I would say, if I would have known what I know now when I played for him, I'd probably been a little bit better than what I really was.
Well, he actually, when I spoke to him today about this, I said, I did not know you walked Latoja down the aisle. And he said, I had sons. She was the only opportunity I had to do that. He said, you know, I thought I had escaped that and in my life. And she gave me the opportunity to do something I wouldn't have had the chance to do otherwise. So I know he thinks the absolute world of you, and he's so happy to have you on his staff. So I thought that was amazing. Not very often do you see that. And it's such a nice compliment to both of you.
Thank you.
Let's shift gears now and let's talk about Black History Month. What does Black History Month mean to you?
Okay, well, Black History means it's an opportunity to reflect and to honor the legacies of African Americans and pay homage for our many accomplishments. So I feel like that's what it really means to me, because every time you think about that, it really just brings all to me. When I grew up, we didn't have these type of opportunities we have now. It's just nice to be a part of this part in history.
How do you normally celebrate Black History Month and even Black history? Not only during the month, but how do you celebrate it?
Well, a lot of times for me, I either try to find a book or I try to do a movie to kind of look at people's legacy, because I'm really into like autobiographies, because I want to know what they took, because it's always shown on TV like the good things to do. I want to know what happens when you're in the trenches. How did you get yourself out of it? Because anyone can do anything when everything's going great and the life is sunshine and everything's at peace. But I say the true victory of all people, no matter color, is what happens when everything around you is going crazy. Can you have peace in the midst of everything? So that's what I feel like I try to do every year, is just try to look within myself and look at people who came before me and pave the road of where we are at today.
Do you have a favorite book that you've read or topic that you think that the rest of us would benefit from reading?
Well, this book right here, her name is Amber Cabral. And she did a speech with us here at Iowa State. And I read this book, and it's really good because it really talks about allies and advocates. And it's not just, allies with, African-American people, but allies for everyone. Because someone in a wheelchair, I can be an ally for them, because they don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about wheelchair access, but they do. So I can be an ally and step up and do anything I can. So I think this book is really resonates with me, because it's like, yes, this is what it's all about, and always being an ally and advocate no matter what it is, whether it's for someone playing basketball, whether it's someone who can't play basketball, anything. So this book has been a joy to me, and I think I heard her speak, and I brought the book and I read it in about 2 days. So it's pretty easy reading. So I suggest that after you have that, go for it. Amber Cabral.
I have to pick that up. who are some Black history figures that you admire the most and why?
Well, there's so many of them that I can talk about. I mean, at first I would talk about my mom, my grandmother, because I think they're the reasons who I am. But the one person that's really been hitting home for me is Harriet Tubman. And that's because she was a Black female in the midst of a lot of not very fun being Black person at the time, not very good for being a woman. And for what she did, her perseverance, and she was the first one, that's kind of really resonated with me, what she's about. So she's the one that I've been really studying this year because I didn't realize some of the stuff that she had to endure just to get the basic stuff that we have today and take, advantage of. So that was really what I would say about her. And I have
incredibly brave.
Yes, I can tell you my favorite quote about her, which I didn't know. I was studying again, and it says, every dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world. And I think what she did, exactly what it is, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm trying to do is pay it forward because someone like her did it first.
That's awesome. You're very right. She's very inspirational. What's a favorite song from your Black History playlist?
Well, I am big into gospel, so I do a lot of when I do Yolanda Adams, any song that she does, because I'm big into encouragement, because there's so many things that's negative in the world, and I think sometimes they need to understand that you can get out of anything you want to, just reach out, ask for help, and I feel like she's a big one. Mary, go get your blessing, like go grab it. Don't let nobody come give it to you. Go get it, so stuff like that. And then the new young guy, I think it's I Just Want to Live. I think it's by Keon Bryant, I think his name is. That song was resonate because when all the stuff happened with George Floyd, it was kind of nice saying, just basically crying out from our hearts, like this is what it is, not in an angry way, but this is where we're hurting and we're asking for help. So those are kind of ones that I think I kind of go towards in time, stuff like times in this time.
Latoja, is there anything we missed that you'd like to say?
Yeah, I think, as far as Black history, I got some notes, so bear with me here. I said it's important to teach children in school about the contributions of African Americans have made because it's too often left out in history books that their stories reduced to slavery or civil rights. There's so much more to their stories. All of us need to understand that Black history is American history. We need to make a point to keep the conversation going, not just in February, because for me, Black History Month is 24/7, because that's what I wake up and I look at. And it says, and it's amazing people that contribute to this history every day. We need to look at the present, confident, just as we did in the past. So those are things I would say, and I would tell all the young people right now, ask for help. There's nothing in this world that you're going to be able to accomplish and be successful without someone helping. So do not be ashamed. It's important. And I'm excited to be there. If you ever need something from me, I am open 24/7. You can look me up online. I know all you young kids like that. So that's what I would say.
Well, Latoja, I can't thank you enough for your time. You're such an inspiration in so many ways. Your energy, your success, your willingness to give back. And I know that you're paying it forward constantly with those student athletes that are on your current team. But all of us here in Toledo and wish you and your staff the very best as you chase postseason and the tournament. And I want to thank you for being such a great role model, not only to our student athletes, but I'm sure for the ones that you're coaching every day. So thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for having me, and I appreciate you all helping me out.